if I'm going for any project, I get two for everything I want to do. I'm paying for one surveyor and I'm paying for another surveyor to check what this surveyor did because I don't know what you are doing. I feel like maybe I'm not trusting you and I have to get somebody to counter check what you did. You want to do title perfection, you want to even make inquiries about your land. You don't even know who is telling you the truth about anything. Ordinary information that you need to make your own decision, you are not sure you are getting the right information.
The rate at which the population is increasing is far more than the rate at which we are producing. So we will never meet up. Food is not negotiable. Everybody here has eaten.
You are telling me that agricultural agency is capable of really employing everyone.
Our production capacity, we are not even able to meet up with the local production to satisfy the local populace. Talk more of exporting. So the opportunity is just there.
So you are telling me if Nigeria solely depend on agriculture,
We have depended on agriculture. So what are you saying?
Thick oil is extraction.
Definitely.
I was passing Falomo the other day and I saw that a company bought their erecting structure to sell on a public property. They did not just wake up one night and go and demolish the place. They got approval. And then they are going to sell at exorbitant amounts because what made that place turn to a private property? Money must have exchanged hands.
If you were given money today, where will you invest it in? Food or property? Because in our world today, people eat every day, and property, on the other hand, increases in value. So the real question is, where is the best place to invest in? So that brings us to our topic for today. Welcome to the second episode of Behind the Listing Season 2, brought to you by Robert Hills International Limited, where we'll spill the tea, have real conversations, and the stories you'll never find in the brochure. I remain your humble host, Amaka Amara. And with me today, I have my co-host, Dr. Ezekiel Shujuke, and we have amazing personalities as our guest speakers. So over to you, Dr. Ezekiel. Please introduce our guest speakers.
Okay, hello, beautiful investors, people, everybody looking at us from wherever you are watching us from all over the world. You are welcome to episode 2 of Behind the Listing podcast, and we are excited to be on this episode because it's about to be a wonderful episode. On this episode, we've brought up on board leadership experts in different industry, which is the agricultural industry that has to connect with food, and also real estate industry. So with me here, I have two amazing person. First off, I will start from my left. This person has been doing farming for more than 10 years. Is anything that has to do with farming is there. He's a soil scientist. People that has gone to IITA Ibadan to do some research. This one, our family, they use straw. Anything that has to do with farming is number one in it. And with me, I have the MDC of Agro Bosco Nigeria Limited in the person of Mr. Bosco. So you are welcome to our podcast. And this other amazing person is my friend, is my brother. Deal well in the real estate industry, over 7-8 years experience in the real estate industry. We've done a lot of amazing things together, and he's also here to share his opinion about real estate, the way forward, and what you need to look out for as an investor. The MDC of iTech Homes and Properties in the person of Dr. Bode of iTech Homes and Properties. Let's
welcome, sir.
To our amazing guest. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for coming. You're welcome. Yeah. Okay, so before we dive in, so I want you to give us your journey, how you started in your industry. So let's hear from you.
So tell us your story.
Your story, exactly.
How you started the whole thing, how you became, how you fall in love with agriculture. And just tell us your experience, your journey so far. And please tell us raw. We want to hear your story.
Okay, thanks for having me here, and our viewers, anywhere you are. Well, my background is soil. I studied soil science, okay, from the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, and then I proceeded. I was opportuned to have my service in IT, and that was where my eyes got opened to see agriculture, actually see agriculture as a business. Okay, so initially I wasn't seeing agriculture that way, but when I got that, I started seeing, I was introduced to see the business part of agriculture. Then I felt, okay, yes, I was trained seminars, workshops, and did lots together with the scientists, different units. Okay, then from there I said, okay, why not invest this knowledge into myself? Okay, so that I can also be an employer of labor. Okay, so I then felt, okay, it's a good idea. IIT has equipped me that resource, okay, workshop and capacity building. So I decided, okay, let me invest that into myself so that I can also impart that knowledge and give it to farmers and outside that. So basically, I now serve as a bridge between research and farmer. Okay, so that's it.
Oh, so you do you're like a middleman between the researchers and so if there are new what do you guys call it now? You are the first person to introduce it to the
When a variety is released officially, okay. So
when you mean variety, what do you mean by varieties exactly?
there are, when I say varieties, there are different. Every crop has its own has different varieties, improved varieties, and so worked upon every year and released. So when it is released, the mandate of IT is to research. Okay, once it's right, then they are being given grants and for research. So once I done, they need to deliver, give back. So once it is released officially that this is a new variety that's been released officially, okay, then we can now have access to that planting material. So when we have access to that planting material, we are equipped with the skill of rapid multiplication. We now do rapid multiplication of that cultivar or that planting material on our own farm. Then we now distribute. It's easier for us to now distribute. So it's just more like an outgrowers. People have outgrowers. But in our own case, when a farmer comes and says, okay, I need a particular variety, a particular improved variety, I need about 1 million cultivars. Okay, so it's not easy to get. So an IT basis, that is basically one of the reasons why IT trained us so that we can train others and we can also disseminate the spread the good news of that particular variety. So when we now multiply it we do rapid multiplication of it, then farmers will now have access to it in large quantity from us. Okay, so then we can now say, okay, let me just take for instance, you can say a particular provitamin A cassava is released officially today. So we have access to it. We do multiplication of it, rapid multiplication of it. Then when farmers now want to have access to that improved variety, it's easier to get it from us. Okay, so we now distribute, we give it to them, we at a reduced price. Everybody wants to, in a business farming, you must be interested in improving your yield. Okay, so they now have access to that improved yield in large quantity through us.
Fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, let's hear from Dr. Body now. Tell us your story, how you started. Did you just drop into real estate? Why did you choose real estate and miss other options? I know you have a couple of options. Tell us what you were doing before. Were you a crypto trader? Were you?
It will shock you to know that I studied estate management.
Oh,
And I didn't even want to, even after studying, because I stumbled on the course. And the funny thing,
what do you mean by your stumble?
Stumble,
Jam
exactly.
gave you a
so
really-
no, Jam was
Jam,
giving
Jam,
me.
you are really
So
sure.
funny story. So I went to write my post UTME, and the guy that I stayed with, he was studying estate management at the time. And I mean, I stayed a couple of days after the exam just to chill with them and all of that. So I noticed that guy does not really go to classes. And he has a roommate too, same department. They don't really go to classes. They are in their final year. But I saw other people in their final year going to classes. I mean, so writing reports, doing projects. And this guy was just chilled. So curiosity, me, I went to write the exam on computer science. So I was asking like, are you not supposed to be preparing for one thing or the other? I mean, it's your final year. And I said, guy, my own department, we just make the money. We don't do the work like that. So like, okay, what do you mean? Lazy me, I was interested. Like, okay, is there a department where you do less work and make plenty money? So he explained to me that okay, they just touch a bit of every other courses in all departments, and then they are in every other courses business from start to finish. So what that means is an architect go to school, study number of years. All I just need to do is to know a bit of what an architect study, a bit of what a URP study, a bit of what a builder study, and then I just find my way
and make money out
and make money out of everything. And I got interested.
Mm.
I said, you know what? I don't want to do computer science again because I just felt like that would be like a very tasky course.
What school is
Crown Polytechnic, it's a
Oh.
private school.
it?
So when I finished, I mean, I wanted to do something else. I felt like I can still try other options. So I went back to learn computer skills. So I put in for coding. I like to try some hard things. The first week I started was the week I quit.
Why? Why did you quit?
Because when they sent me lots of stuff to read and my cram and I know, you know what, I'll go back to real estate. So I picked up my first job in a real estate firm. Before then, I was doing a bit of knowing my onions, preparing for the real markets because, of course, what you study in school is not what is achievable in real life. So I was just trying to know what's up in the real estate space and Lagos in particular because you have to understand what Lagos market is saying. So I worked a bit with a company on the mainland. Then I gained my first 9 to 5 in a firm. And that firm is actually like a full real estate company. They do everything real estate, valuation, management, sales, and everything. So I had like a compact understanding of the real estate industry. But the only thing that I didn't get there was the development aspect of real estate, which actually is the new real estate. Every other aspect of real estate is so conventional that people don't see it as a thriving business, sort of. So it's a development aspect that people know that, okay, there's money and all that. So I decided that, you know what, I'll just major on that because, I mean, the time, this side, Lekki down to Abramadisaya was where the gold mines is. People are erecting structures, terraces, apartments. So new buildings are just flying every day. I'm like, see market here now, free market. So I just tapped into that. And then I partnered with a couple of friends. That was where I knew
Okay.
Dr. Ezekiel. So I mean, we just saw on this field and then we just said, oh yeah, now we can be making money now. So after like a few years of that, then we decided to start,
To take the step.
take the step of it, and then just do something in the real estate development space. It was not easy, but then we are here. We thank God for both.
Wow.
Wow, fantastic, fantastic. So having heard both of your story,
Story.
so basically it was strategic because real estate, agriculture, these two industries are attached to our daily living. And the funniest part is that these two industries needs the government backing to actually really try. You understand? Like I used to tell people, at least with the little knowledge way I don't enter agriculture, the little shaky way I don't see. You know, I now understand why people say agriculture is capital intensive. Trust me, agriculture is even more capital intensive than real estate. My opinion, anyways. You understand? Because I know the funniest thing where I was telling you is our agronomist, right? We fight every day. If you call something for me, I will be arguing with you that this thing cannot be. But the truth is that the way agriculture works is, you know, in real estate, if you want buy cement now, if you negotiate, say, okay, oh, I dey buy 10,000 bags of cement,
Yeah, you
give me
should.
discount. For agric, it no be like that too. If you want buy this, if you are buying this thing now, 1,000 naira. If you want to buy 1,000,000,
Still
No
1,000.
discount.
they will give you discount. Jesus Christ has to come down for you to get discount.
But
from
why
that.
is it like that?
That's why
that?
Mr. Bosco is
Why
there.
is it
So
like that?
where my question is even going is that, tell us about a time where your challenges, like if you were to be the president of Nigeria today, based on the knowledge you have in your industry, what would you do to actually enhance that industry? Number one. The same thing goes to Dr. Bode too. You tell us, if you were, let's say today, you say in Mr. Bosco, you are the new president of Nigeria, what will you do differently based on your knowledge? What do you think you need to do or you would do differently to actually affect the agricultural industry?
Okay, good, thanks. You see, policy, government policy has to come in. Well, you see, when a law is being made, most times it doesn't get to the grassroots. That's what the problem is. One of my mentors, which let me just put it, one of my mentors in the industry, the agriculture, is this EFDB, past EFDB president, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, when he was a minister of agriculture in Nigeria.
Before he became
Yes. This man made sure the policy got to the grassroots. So there was a system to track, a system in place to track and make
Do
sure.
we even have Ministry of Agriculture in Nigeria? The way I just even calls me that we don't hear more of them.
We don't just hear.
They are working on that ground.
Yeah. So he made the system work. So the policy got to the grassroots. He was able to track whatever he said then, whatever policy was brought out then. He made sure the grassroots farmer tapped into it because they are the most important people. Yes, they are the most important people. It needs whatever policy must affect positively the grassroots. Okay, but the truth of the matter is that when policies are being dished out that way, they would say subsidy. You subsidize for farmers. Okay, we have a big problem there. That's challenge that part. We have a big problem. When foods, implements, tools, machineries are being subsidized, it makes the work of the common grassroots farmer easier. They get attracted to it. Someone who intends doing, we have that vast expanse of land. Someone who intends doing 1 acre, 2 acres. Okay, when that person sees that, okay, there is policy, you can actually borrow a loan and it makes it easy for you with little interest. Okay, and they are being encouraged by that. When someone gets access to loan, the person will be encouraged. Then when there is policy that makes tools, implement, importation of machineries and so subsidized, so not just on paper, let it be activated and make sure it actually gets down. Okay, so once that happens, then you would see people would come in. There's actually money in the business, in the agriculture as a business. They will come into the industry and you see everybody wanting to grow big. You see, but that is the major part. That is where they have the bottleneck. Okay, the policy doesn't actually get to the grassroots.
So do you think people are not really investing in agriculture?
People are investing, but most of the people investing are the big boys. That's the rich people. They know how to get their ways. Okay, a poor man, as an average man, when you import your tractor, you import your tractor, your machinery or whatever, okay, on paper they will tell you custom duty for machineries is 0 or whatever. But actually, when you get there, you see it's not that same way. You see tractors and the tools, machineries packed. Again, so it's being said from the top. But how is it? Is it getting to the grassroots? Yes.
To charge custom duties on any agricultural equipment.
They would say that, yes, a farmer would say that, but actually, when you go there, you see that they tell you have to pay. Okay, so it's not encouraging at all. It's not encouraging. Those are the things when you go to the advanced or even Western world, so they lure you, they make you see farming, they make you get interested in farming, providing almost every subsidized things, even cultivars, seeds. They make it subsidized. Okay, so that people would come in. When you now come in and you see the business, but you see how money flows, you see how the income is being generated, you see how much money you can make. Nobody will tell you. You will say, oh, so I'm actually raking in money here. Yeah, but for now, it's just the major bottleneck. So if I were the president, definitely whatever policy is being made, I'll make sure there's a system that tracks it and makes it get down to the common man, to the roots.
Just common farmer on the farm.
Exactly.
So you can also have the impact of that policy.
Exactly.
So basically, you're telling me that now that, because trust me, see, Nigeria, it's God will help us. We have a long way to go. Because, like you said, all these things at the end of the day, it's not like I say sometimes government don't make policies. You understand? But the question is, will the policy actually get to where it gets to? It's just that I remember the Minister of Interior, he made a policy about. I think they changed the way we apply for international passports.
Yeah.
And truly, if you go online, you register.
Yeah.
No worries. You go passport office. Don't say if you don't want to tell them you register online, like this, they will first put you one side. You will use like 5.
So it's frustrating.
They go show you, because they want to show you that you are the one that is the
Yeah,
smartest
Smartest.
person, right? You get the point. But I think aside what you mentioned, what other challenges surrounds that your industry that you feel that if this can be done with you, aside of what you mentioned currently?
That's a major
Major bottleneck.
bottleneck. Subsidizing farm tools, implements, seeds, inputs, planting materials. Once you subsidize and make it get to it, then most people will come in, because the truth of the matter is that industry is the only industry capable of employing the whole people in this world. We are heading towards 10 billion population. Global population is heading towards 10 billion. And that industry alone is the only industry that can conveniently feed and
Make
employ
even.
the whole 10 billion and still counting. And definitely, you see, the rate at which the population is growing. Nigeria, for example, we are looking at our population is about 240 million. The rate at which the population is increasing is far more than the rate at which production we are producing. So we will never meet up. It's a food. It's not negotiable.
Yeah.
It's not. If you negotiate with food, that means everybody wants to live long. So it's not negotiable. It's not negotiable. You must eat. If you don't do anything, first thing you must eat. It is when you eat. Everybody here has eaten.
I mean, I've not eaten.
But you will eat today. I mustn't. If I don't have money to buy a car, it's luxury. It's not necessary. Yes, it's not just in the head, but it's not by force. By force, you must eat. Whether you have money or not, you must eat. You beg, you must eat. That is it. Okay, so if you see the mad person outside or anybody under the what's it called, a bridge, they don't have, but they are begging for money, because that's the most important thing. I need to feed and stay alive. First, before you talk about clothing, talk about any other thing.
It looks funny, but that's just
That's true.
that's the basic truth. Like everybody
You must.
So you are telling me that agricultural industry is capable of really employing everyone
As
if
a
the
population.
government actually really invest
Exactly. And we can't even, there's no way we can't, you see, especially in this country. This is a country called Nigeria. Our production capacity, we are not even able to meet up with the local production. That is to satisfy the local populace. Talk more of exporting. So the opportunity is just there. Enormous. We have too much opportunity there. We have too much opportunity. So we need to, it is when you are able to cater, when you are able to satisfy the needs of your populace, then you cannot talk about exporting. We are not even able to achieve that. Talk about export.
So you're telling me if Nigeria solely depend on agriculture, do you think we'll survive?
We have depended on agriculture before. So what are you saying? Before oil came, and we're doing far
better.
Yes.
So you think oil is a distraction?
Definitely. Oil is just distraction, because even the cocoa house, we are making lots of money. Joko's father, Dangote, one of the first businesses that catapulted Dangote is sugar and the rice. He wasn't into production. He wasn't into processing. He wasn't into storage and logistics then. He was just into retail and distribution. He was even importing it, distributing. But now he's into production, processing, all value chains. He was a billionaire then. So what are we talking about? He was just trading, just distribution, import, distribute, became a billionaire. Now, when he sees that, oh boy, there's money in this, they started production from production to table, logistics, storage, logistics, all value chain. Okay, so that's it. Before it is money he made from agri that he used for oil, the refinery establishment and everything. So
if we were to turn back the hands of time, probably you feel that we shouldn't have even discovered oil. Because Nigeria now we are a kind of oil dependent economy. Do you understand? Which simply means that if they take away oil from us today, there will going to be a lot of catastrophe in the economy. But looking at it from what you're saying, you're trying to tell us that agriculture is enough to feed and make our economy stable.
With something we have done, we have depended on agriculture before the invention, we found out oil. We were feeding on agriculture. That was our major
Forefathers, that was what they were doing.
The economy was standing on agriculture. It was I was driving the economy. Okay, so it's still part of the most important and vital part of it. If you look closely, you would see that food, agriculture, it's one of those driving the world economy. We have too much in it. It's too vast. Even the value chain alone, you can't. Just pick one part of the value chain. You are okay. So then you not talk about crops. It's too wide. Talk about crops. How many crops? Should I mention cocoa? Cocoa. When you're making money from cocoa, you just you don't have to. You don't determine the market. Cocoa is traded globally. You don't determine. It's not. Nobody will come and tell you how to buy your cocoa this price. No, you earn in dollars. The price is controlled globally. Whatever they are selling it global is what you sell. You get, so you are not Cadbury, for example. No, Nestle, global Nestle. Last year, do you know how much they made? Profit, not revenue, profit. Nestle, global Nestle, they made $10 billion. Don't talk. Just from one single commodity.
From just doing and they're not even the one planting it too. They might not even have one tree of cocoa.
You cannot have other commodity. I'm talking about just one single commodity, just one crop, one single commodity. Then profit though. Profit.
Not revenue.
Yes. Nigeria Nestle made about 105 billion. Maybe about 5 billion last year. We have Cadbury, we have Mars, chocolate, we have. It's controlled. It's traded like world gold. So it's not if either the economy is crashing or the naira is crashing.
It is a global demand that determines the price.
Yes, exactly. Either it does not affect you. It is what is being sold in the global market that you sell. If a ton is $10,000, it is $10,000 that you sell. So you are earning in dollars.
Which is a normal global currency. Okay, before we come back to Mr. Bosco, so let's hear from Dr. Bode. So let's tell us, what are your challenges? What do you think government needs to do better? If you're opportunity to become the next president of Nigeria now, we never can tell. We can wake up to you. Shall you remember me in your kingdom? What do you think you would have done better?
Okay, so I think I would take from his point where he said something around policy. To be very honest, policy is what drives the whole production and system of things in this country. I think in every country. So once the policy is right and it follows from the policymaker down to the consumer, I think there's going to be a lot of regulations. For instance, I was opportune to meet the former Minister of Housing, and we went to him to discuss mortgage, right? And what he said gave me an eye-opener to why we have a lot of properties in Abuja, for example, with no occupants. So he said the government has made a policy where the consumers, civil servants, salary earners, and everybody can have access to mortgage facility. So all you just need to do is, you as a developer, you come, you have off-takers. Off-takers are the salary earners, civil servants, whatever it is that you want to cater for. You guys come together, sign an MOU, the number of units you want to build, the number of units they want to sell, they want to buy. They fund the project, they submit their own details, and then they remove the money from them. So easy, right?
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing is, I came back to Lagos. The exact way he asked me to do it, I started. If you see the number of gridlocks, the number of, from office to office to, in that Sikeja. It was a lot. I had to just quit at some point. Now, before I quit, I met with one woman. So that woman, I was trying to just engage her to say, okay, this is what I was planning to do, and this was all of the things that was delaying at the time. And the woman said, if I had paid. Now, the payment is not even that I should pay to someone. So I'm supposed to bring the money, give to maybe a certain individual or certain consultant, and they are the middleman to get me the other people, the off takers I'm looking for. And then all I just need to do is to come in, sign the MOU with them, and they take my documents all the way. Now, the cost of doing all of these bureaucracies, all of this settlement and all of that, it drives me, like, I just did not see the need, because at the end of the day, it did not work with our own policies. Because I mean, I want to sell affordable housing, right? And I want people to be able to afford it by the mortgage made available. Do you get? And then I'm already counting the cost of settlements, which I'm going to actually factor back into my pricing. And at the end of the day,
It should not now be affordable
it's not
again.
affordable again. So I'm definitely going to now sell to regular people that can afford and not even live there. Hence the reason why you see houses in all these places, they are so expensive. And I was watching Bond Not James video the other day, and that guy just spoke everything that I've always known about the key player in real estate. It's not even the developer, it's not realtors, it's the government.
To be honest, they are the major stakeholders.
They are the major stakeholders. You want to do title perfection, you want to even make inquiries about your land. You don't even know who is telling you the truth about anything. You don't ordinary information that you need to make your own decision. You are not sure you are getting the right information. And then at the end of the day, developer is to be blamed. If anything goes south, why did you not do your due diligence? I personally, whenever
I can see your own money, just want to go and throw
I
it
just
away.
want to throw money away. I tell people that if I'm going for any project, I'm embarking on a project, I get two for everything I want to do. I want to go and do land check. I'm paying for one surveyor, and I'm paying for another surveyor to check what this surveyor did.
Confirm.
Because I don't know what you are doing. I feel like maybe I'm not trusting you, and I have to get somebody to counter check what you did
To confirm.
to confirm.
Where there's supposed to be a single
It's supposed to be a
database
thing that I will see all these
even you
things.
yourself can check it
I can
yourself.
check it without even paying a
Paying
surveyor.
anybody.
That's like the barest minimum. Oh. Now we cannot go all the way to say pricing of rent, rental value. These things are just normal from the top. There's
Nobody is
the
there
thing
to
is,
count fish.
it was saying Bond was saying something that, I mean, I'm an investor. I want to invest in a country where nothing is working. So you guys should give me incentive. And then if the government is giving incentive for every investor, what is incentive, please? Land. They want you to come and invest too. They want you to, okay, when you invest in Lagos State, for example, Lagos State wants to use the money to do one or two things for the states. And now to pay you back, they will give you land. Amidst other things. Now, I am a developer practicing in Nigeria, in Lagos. I want to compete with one foreign investor. If I want to buy land, for example, I was passing Falomo the other day. I'm not going to mention the name of the company. I was passing Falomo the other day, and I saw that a company bought their erecting structure to sell on a public property.
That's another place.
On a public property. I mean, of course,
Yes.
they did not just wake up one night and go and demolish the place. They got approval.
They got building approval.
They got building approval. And then they are going to sell at exorbitant amounts. Because what made that place turn to a private property? Money must have exchanged hands. And then some people from that can afford it will buy it, and they will determine the price they want to resell it or they want to put it out for rent. And that is what is happening. I've seen people.
Everybody is an investor.
Everybody's an investor at the end of it. We want to make money at the end of it. Nobody's doing. So if the mortgage was working, for example, we know that okay, the government has actually done something
Subsidize,
to
yeah,
subsidize the whole
subsidize
process.
it.
Look at Abraham Adesanya, for example. Where is replica of Abraham Adesanya again?
Low cost now.
You cannot. You said it now that it's just you cannot raise past a certain amount in that place because they regulated that area.
Yeah.
Inside, I took a client to check a place in Abraham Adesanya Estate. You cannot even build duplex.
Yeah, actually. That's true. You cannot be the only bungalow.
You can't build a duplex there. The only thing you can just do is put a paint floor
Yeah.
on your bungalow.
And,
So that is to tell you that if the government really wants to regulate things, all of us will follow suit. Because that place now, I mean, imagine the amount you would have made if you build apartments inside Abamadusha Estate, for example. You make more money. But there's a
the
regulation,
reason why they regulate
and
it.
that is the reason. If that is applicable in all the places in Lagos State and Nigeria as a whole, no, the amount of clamoring for please, this is expensive will be reduced. It's just going to be, if you cannot afford this, there's option for you. But there's no option here. Imagine now you want to build now like this. We'll do road, we'll bring transformer,
You put your
we'll
light,
put lights, I will even put solar.
and you will not come and say, I should
And you
sell
want
this
to, and you
cheap.
want the rent to be at a certain price because we know how much you are paying in Abraham Adesoya, we know how much you are paying in Ikate. Do you know how much you are selling stuff lately? Do you know how much cement is saying? Do you know how much I'm paying to even get approvals? So all these things, we are the ones suffering. But then I used to tell people that care to listen that I like the pace at which I'm moving as an individual and as a company owner, because I know that for every decision you make, imagine you are making decision for your own self to make profits. You are making decision for the investor that is coming to invest in your company because the person too needs money, needs profits. You are making decision for the government officials too, because if I'm building, say, a 22, 25 unit of apartment, right, and I want to make profit for myself, for every investors, I'm factoring the cost of bureaucracy and all the gridlocks I'm going to. So I'm already making decision that, okay, these people too might want to collect something. So imagine factoring all of that into a project that you are not even sure of the pricing and the unforeseen circumstances that can break all of your plans and decisions. And guess who is the risk taker? You. And if everything comes crumbling, it's on you alone.
There's no even form of
There's no incentive,
no
no
government
backup.
protection.
So the only thing that can make sense right now, if you guys vote me in, trust me. Firstly, I'm going to make sure that all of the people that I can think of that are my people that have I know that they have integrity, their values are aligned with mine. They should be in that seat, that Abuja seat, where decisions are being made. Not even the president. You see all those House of Representatives, House of Assembly.
Those guys, you don't know how powerful they are.
Those guys are very powerful.
They are very
Wow.
they might not have money.
Those guys
They
are
might not have
very,
money.
Those guys-
very, very powerful.
One person can just sleep and make one policy, and all your you that are in Lagos, all your business don't fall.
Everything does not. So I feel like if we have people like, because I used to check, lawyers have more seats in that place than even real estate developers. So imagine you want to make changes in your industry. How many people are in that seat making decisions on your behalf?
That you guys are like mine.
That you guys are like minds. So if those places are not occupied by the people that really care for the public, for just the common man, then I don't think we are even ready to start with. Governor was saying the other day that Lagos State's real estate industry is being regulated by demand and supply, which is true.
Like streets.
Which is true. The only thing government can do is just to bring incentives and bridge the gap. So if you let it be that, okay, just demand and supply that is regulating it, trust me, until that price shoots above the roof, and then we want to now say, okay, let's come back to the table and let's regulate. Nobody is stopping. The worst that you do, I saw it, I was telling somebody 2 days ago that people are moving from Ikate. Is when they fix this road that we realize that people are much in Aja side.
Yes, now.
That's true.
Trust me, come in another 3 years, you see them in Epe. Because rent is now pushing everybody, pushing it. So you know your actual level in another 3 years again when you are commuting from Epe. And guess what? There's going to be a train that will link everybody.
So now nobody. If you are saying
So
the now, all of us that
everybody will do this thing. So you can be forming, don't worry. Now when you close for evening, when you go jump train, we go know your bus stop. So I mean that's just what is achievable right now. That's what the reality of things is at this point, where the government is just saying, you know what, private sector, We hand over this to you. Do your thing. And we are all out to make money.
But to be honest, I think from in my own view, I feel these two industries, you cannot leave it to private investors. That's just the truth. Because like you said, we are here to make money. Nobody is here to do Darusha. Nobody is here to come and count breach. It is garbage in, garbage out. It is whatever my cost is that will determine my margin. Yeah, I cannot be getting cost that is over the board and come and tell you, okay, don't worry, me, I'm Jesus Christ, so I want to give you lower. You understand? So I still feel that leaving it in the hands of a capitalist is not the right decision. In the Western world, things like agriculture, real estate, you cannot just come and say you are the woman, you know it, you are the best developer, you want to develop everywhere. No. If you notice that these two industries, government has a very great impact in this industry because they know that it is an industry that's people cannot do without. It is a necessity. Industry that are linked to necessity. Okay, imagine I'm the only one that has the key to be providing food for everybody. Do you think I will care? I won't care, obviously. And that is where government needs to come in to bridge the gap, make things easier for everybody, and let everybody have a level playing. I used to tell people that beyond saying government responsibility is protecting life and properties, the major reason why there's government is to be a middleman. Don't bring your price too much. Don't let it too, so everybody can be, and that is why in Africa or even in Nigeria, that's why we have people that are extremely rich and some people are extremely poor. Where government is supposed to come or be is the middle. Somebody that is rich is not taking from excessively rich or somebody that is poor.
Oh.
Somebody that is poor is not feeling the impact that you are extremely rich. Do you understand the point? And that is why in the Western world, I keep telling people that in a country that works, things like mortgage should, and that's why I keep telling people that one of our major issues is credit system. Yeah, I was telling my staff yesterday that all this, you go to church, somebody will be telling you that you will not borrow. All of us don't want to borrow. I want our economy to be good. Maybe the president was saying it on national television that I will borrow. But the truth is that the natural crime, is there any crime in borrowing? No. The only problem, the only issue that the only place you have issue is when you borrow to do what is irrelevant. You cannot go and borrow and say you want to borrow to come and be doing something that is a current expenditure. That's why we're having issues with the borrowing. But naturally, if you ask me, in fact, the easiest way to make it in life is OPM, other people's money. Do you know how much Dangote they owe? You know how much all these big people they owe? These people, they owe money steady. And trust me, they use other people's money to what? To scale up. You understand the point? And that's to tell you that this two industry cannot succeed or cannot do things outside the government. The government has a big influence on this industry. And that leads me to my next question, that you have said your opinion about politics. I am said the issues you have. Now, talking about mortgage, because, credit system is very, very, very important in whatsoever we are doing, because without it, you cannot go far. You understand? What do you think government need to do better when it comes to mortgage? We are developers. The issue we have is we don't have access to funding. In fact, we have institutions that actually attend to all these things. For example, now we have what we call Bank of Industry. I can't remember the last time. Bank of Industry, what are they supposed to be doing? They are supposed to call small business and so they're supposed to chase us. But me, that was why I was asking, do we even have Ministry of Agriculture at all? There's also
Really? Wow.
all these people, their work is yeah. You get me? And the truth is that these people guys, they mobilize money, they budget money for this institution on a yearly basis. The truth is that if you want to even get this funding, let's even say the funding that government have provided that is there. You see the bureaucracy that is in this thing alone. Like you said, I really want you to expatiate on that your experience. You get the point. At what point did you feel that no, this one I'm not doing again. I cannot kill myself.
So I've had like series of experience when it comes to getting mortgage and even getting funding. So, I mean, when I faced that and I'm like, you know what, I can't do this. Now at the time, I wanted to use the funding from the mortgage facility 100% to just because I mean it was easier. There's no
Straightforward.
There's no money for anything. You're not paying any extra anything. You get. So I left that, and then I said, okay. Somebody introduced me to a bank. By the way, BOI, Bank of Industry. The first time I heard that Bank of Industry hardly gives real estate people money. Do you guys think we harvest money like in this industry? Because why would you say that okay, your money is tied to some particular industries and not some particular industries? And I'm like, okay, it's fine. So somebody introduced me to a financial service company. Now, we started conversation, and I was talking directly to the person who, like, me and you were conversing, and all you just need to do in the whole of this conversation is for you to be my middleman. Just because, okay, you're the one that brought the deal to me. Do you get? All of a sudden, a full blown company came up from nowhere. And they were like, okay, conversation aside, we've moved past, I've submitted my paperwork, submitted the approvals, we've done all of that. My security has been checked and everything. And then the company sent me a document and they said, funny how I've even negotiated. I've negotiated how much I'm giving back. And then this,
The interest.
yes, I've negotiated all of that. And then people just came up and said, okay, that for their services, I'm going to pay a certain percent. Mind you, the guy that brought the whole conversation to me is collecting. And then I took like a break to say, wait. When I put all of the figure together and I sum it up to the percentage, right? It's little or nothing compared to me walking into the bank to collect this money. And guess what is now funnier? Walk into the bank. No, just go to the bank and tell the bank that you want to collect fund. They will just, from your account statement, they'll tell you, no, we can't give you money. Because bank will not give you money when you need it. Now, when you don't need that money, they'll not be looking for you. Because how can you tell me that I'm a business owner, I will have
That's not
a certain huge amount of money sitting in my account for me to run projects? Make it make sense. But I think that's the system that we are in at the end of the day. So I'm left with, should I go with these people? Because I mean, they probably must have facilitated you, maybe forced the bank to give me priority listening years, and then they've actually gone behind my back to do all of those things, which I feel like that's what is achievable, right? But the truth of the matter is, guess what? It will affect the price. Because now, if I'm going to build anything, I was discussing with him earlier that if I'm going with that, then I'm going to factor it into what I feel like is the best profit I can make from the project. So the bureaucracy system in this our industry, it is so crazy that we can't even overemphasize it. We just keep talking and talking and talking and talking, and there's absolutely nothing anybody can do about it.
Mr. Busco, let's talk about now. Let's appeal to investors now. So, what do you think that investors should look out for? Would you encourage agriculture? Do you think there's you said it one way, but I still wanted to emphasize on it. Do you tell us more about how people can make money? Because now we are diving into agro real estate. People now begin to understand that oh, we can buy land. So instead of waiting, we can achieve land banking and also achieve agriculture at the same time. So tell us, what are the opportunities that a lot, expatiate more on the opportunities. What are the things that don't even know? What are those things that people are leaving on the table? What are the money that's on the table that people don't even know? Tell us some co-ops that you know that people know that they exist, but they don't know that oh, this co-op
Can
yeah,
give
this
them
is so can give me so much
money.
money. I was hearing this man, what's that his name? Mr. Isaac Faroshe. He was saying it one day that I think he actually made so much of his money from agriculture. He was saying that there was a time he bought thousands of trees. He planted it years back then. Then he said he bought each of those trees for 400,000 there about there. I don't know. Then he said now each of those trees giving him a particular certain amount. I think somebody was challenging him that how did you become a billionaire? So I think he was not trying to tell the person only this one that I made alone made me a billionaire. So if somebody that, and I'm so sure that kind of man, I'm so sure he has a huge investment in agriculture. Do you understand the point? So tell us if possible, give us examples of people that have acres that we don't even know, and they are making their
Money
daily
from
money from agriculture, so that the investors, people can know that this agriculture we're seeing is not just a small thing. Because some of us, especially people that are growing up now, they used to think when they hear farming,
farming.
they think is go to farm, go and be, a lot of people have gotten their hand burnt even through this farming. So tell us, encourage investors. Let us know.
First of all, any crop you invest into as a business farming, there is money there. Okay, but I'll need to streamline it and talk about. Maybe I should talk about cocoa and plantain.
Okay.
Okay, then even oil palms and so. But let me just streamline and talk about cocoa and plantain. Cocoa is a long-term cash flow. You can keep making money from cocoa till 30, 40 years. Okay, now the entry, financial entry is minimal, reduced. No, you don't have to break the bank to get in. Okay, that's one good thing about farming. You don't have to break the bank to get in. And once it gets established, you establish it. The maintenance, all you need to do is just the pruning, the weeding, then soil fertility, just give it nutrients, soil fertility management, then disease and pest curbing. And that's how you go back to sleep. It's a business you can invest, you can put in your money and go to bed with your two eyes closed. Why is it called cash crop? You just go cash out, go harvest, sell, go have it. You just do your little maintenance, go harvest, sell. When you go to a same axis, where commercial axis also, you will see some farmers. You wouldn't know these people are billionaires. People lobby. hmm? People scramble, lobby to get their produce. Maybe cashew. This our Oba of Ibadan, the Oba of Ibadan, Ladoja. I was opportune to work. We executed a project. He gave us some parcel of land in his land. I got to know he had 6,000 acres along that Igbeti access road. Maybe now. And he had maybe more than that now, but then he had 2,000 cashew. He planted 2,000 cashew from the 6,000 acres. When you go there, you would only see farming. You don't actually when they call you a farmer abroad, it has meaning. You have money. That's what it means. A business farm. When you call you a farmer abroad, that means you have money. Okay, so there is no commodity you invest in, either be it oil palm, plantain, cocoa, cashew, whatever. There is money there. You can't even meet up local, not even talk about exports. And most of these crops are traded globally. They are traded in the global world. That's globally stock. So cocoa, for example, now when you invest in cocoa, and the good thing, there is a good combo when you talk about cocoa and plantain. It's a good combo. You see, you don't have to wait. Let me go hungry for 3 years before I start making money. No, that is where plantain comes in place. It's a short gestation cash flow for you. And the good thing about the plantain too, plantain is a staple crop. It's not almost every home, 99.9% of homes eat plantain. So it's a staple crop for us. So tell me, a home that eats plantain almost every time, you need to work hard to make sure you are able to uh, meet up with the demand locally first before you even talk about exporting. And now there are value chains in it. You see, when from production, you can decide to produce. When you produce, you can decide to process. If you don't have the money for process, storage, logistics, you can decide to do the trading. That's from the selling of the products. Okay, so there are different value chains you can key into. But the cocoa, once you are done, once you grow your cocoa, within 3 years gestation, you start harvesting, and it keeps going on for like 30, 40 years. then you don't have to go hungry. That is where you now decide there are crops, short gestation crops, or even annual crops, for example, like the plantain, that are good combo. You can just introduce plantain together with cocoa. Then you don't have to go hungry for 3 years. You start making money within a year. Gestation period, short. You start making money within a year. And also the good part about plantain is that it rapidly generates suckers. That's a daughter sucker offsprings for you for free. It starts generating for you and automatically propagates itself
Naturally.
naturally. So you know how much a bunch of plantain is sold. It has to be feasible. Whatever I'm doing, the calculation is feasible. I ask you, I tell my investors, I tell you, this is not a paperwork, it's not profiteering or whatever. I tell you, how much is a bunch of plantain that has minimum of, let's say, 25 fingers? When you buy plantain 2,000 naira, 3,000, how many fingers does it?
Four.
Is it more than four? Then you are looking at about a bunch that has about minimum of 25 fingers. So you're looking at an average of, let's say, 8,000.
At least.
It's feasible. Let's all calculate it.
Yeah.
Then you now have a particular, you calculate it. You say, how much did you buy the soccer? How much did you invest in it? So the financial entry is low, but you just keep. And now, whatever you are investing, you are even making money. You are going to make more. I don't have to spill the secret, but Hmm? Because now you are investing. You are whatever investment you are making. You are even generating. You're making 500 minimum of 500%, 5x from soccer generation alone. Not even talk about fruit. Okay, so now the fruit gives you money. Then by the time you keep harvesting like that, the daughters keep they're propagating themselves.
Itself.
Once it's time, then cocoa. Cocoa is just cocoa. If you're a cocoa farmer, you are a cocoa farmer. You don't know what God as well. Is you keep raking in money, live for your children, grandchildren. At the same time, your land, a land you did 10 years, in 40 years time, you know what that land will mean. Okay, so it combines and gives you. You are going to. There's no way. It's the wealth. You are building wealth. You are not just becoming rich. Imagine having like 100 acres. Single person having 100 acres. How much did you buy the one? Did you buy an acre? Then in 30 years, 40 years time, you are not going hungry till the next 30 or 40 years. It's a recurring process. You just keep harvesting.
And once development take catch up, you still sell your land and
That is it.
turn it to real estate.
Okay. So then other short crops you can key into good combo that will make you just you go you when it's time to harvest, you bring it, you harvest. After you go on you watch your TV, and it's not hard, not stressful, especially with those cash crops and the combo I just talked about. Okay, then we're now talking about if you now say, okay, you want to add value to it, make more money, you can decide to now venture into processing. Whatever you process, you make multiple X of your your income. Okay, so from processing, if you don't have them, you can decide to key into the storage and logistics, then or maybe the distribution. So it's a line. It's agriculture. For you to have money in agriculture, first you need to just see it as a business. We've gone past that traditional ways when you see agriculture, you just take it as a subsistence farming. You take no, you have to. It's a full time job. You have to take it as a business. If you don't take it as a business, then your income cuts. Income generated will reduce.
Fantastic. So there's a lot of money on the table. Whichever crops you want to venture into, there's money on the table to be made. Now let's go to Dr. Body. The same thing. Do you think what's the future of real estate for you? Like probably in Lagos, Nigeria, or wherever it is that you're operating currently. We've had a lot of scandal, a lot of as I last said, we're facing one major scandal in real estate. Yeah, you understand that really even affected sales and all. Does that mean real estate is scam? Does that mean a lot of people have things the same guy, this guy Bond, not James, like he used to claim himself. He was saying that stay there. Let people be pitching another narrative to you. Meanwhile, they are going behind you to
To
buy
buy
and invest.
property.
So tell us, does because somebody got it wrong, does that mean real estate is a scam?
So fundamentally, we all know these things that real estate is not a scam because it is one of the fundamental things to live. You need a place to stay, you need a place to live. So it's not a scam. The only thing is just that people now have access. People that are not professional, they have access to the industry. And it goes a long way. It goes into who is pitching what to you, who is at the end of documentation, who is the government officials handling your projects in all areas. So we have unprofessional people handling the affairs of real estate. And that has, in recent times now, shown in how people invest, the decision-making process of investment. I've sometimes I don't pity some investors when they get burnt, right? So I was handling a transaction. It's been 2 years ago now, right? Now these guys they want to do. Their aim is to go into shortlets, right? And they wanted to start with like 5 units of apartment. Now when we set out to get options for them, the option that we were closing on at the time, when we started questioning the developer and all of that, we saw a lot of loopholes. For example, when we requested for the um, building approval, the building approval number, he said we should go to his banner that they wrote the building approval on the banner. Now, when we took the building approval number to check, before that day, I noticed it said something around, I've even sold like half of this project. There's one project that I even did not even finish before I sold it off to one company. When I heard that, I'm like, you are trying to bamboozle us to not see the need to go and check. Because if somebody is telling you that he sold a full project before he even finished building, and then this other one that wants to even key into, you have sold half of it, subconsciously be like, are you saying that all these other people have not checked? That is how we emotionally buy things. Do you get? Now, we went to check regardless. And it turns out that that guy did not even buy the land from the right source.
Wow.
Because he claimed Elegushi sold the land to him. And when we went to check, that land is not registered. Now, this guy has raised about like 5 units, 5 floors. That's about like 40 something units in Ikate. So we already know that however it is that is doing it to the people that have bought, there's a problem. And when those people come crying, they shout. I bought from this clinic. And then one thing about when people come out to say real estate is scam is they give us half the information. The whole process that happened, you guys will cut the key part that we would have seen and say, you don't fuck up for a year. You will cut out that part, and then you now be giving us, but they said it's Ikate, but they said it's this, but they said it's that. When you know that if you had gone to check, you would have seen these things yourself. And another thing that I noticed is these investors, they don't want to pay the price of actually making sure they do their due diligence. Imagine someone that you want to buy a property of 500 million naira. And I told you that, bro, to run all the search, say, okay, Alausa or land registry and everything, you won't spend 2 million. And this guy is, 2 million is a lot of money. Can't we do 100K? Can't we do 500K at this place? You will see. And that's the truth. You will see someone that will run search for you from the comfort of his house without even a system. And they will forward this land, the land is free. They will forward the message to you that land is free. And then it is us that our hands have been burnt. I will say, okay, you know what? Send me the land information and let me see myself. And I won't tell you that because I paid. I with experience with hard end payments, I use and know that there's something called land information. There's land registry to know if this land has actually or this property has been taken for loan facility and all of that. You don't know because they still hold on to the document of the land. They still hold on to the document of the property, and then you go to run one, I don't understand, one bamboozle check, and then you come and say, okay, you have run. They ask you to run a search, and you run a search, and then you are yeah. One woman wanted to buy one distress sale. That one too, they want to bastardize the concept of distress sale. Distress sale, and then distress sale is ridiculously below market price. And then you come up with the person want to relocate. We are going to run search because I'm tired of actually being the conversation where I feel like there's common sense to this thing. You are the owner of your money. I'm only collecting part of your money. You are the one paying all of us. You are paying me. You are paying the builder. You are paying everybody. So you should know where your money is going to know that okay, I want to put my money here. I need to do this thing. I need to run all the search. So when people come out to say real estate is scam, I feel like we are not asking them the right question to know what exactly happened. And trust me, like you said, the right people still go back to do this business and they still make money off it. That's the truth of the matter. Tomorrow, this coastal road demolition, whenever we're having the conversation around coastal road, I used to tell them that the reason I don't find myself in the coastal road axis is because I don't think I'm mentally ready to undergo all of the process that it will take me to say I've run on my search and I can categorically say that what I'm buying, there will not be problem. But does that now say that every other person that have gone to invest in the coastal road did not carry out their search? I don't know. I wouldn't say. But the truth of the matter is there are still people that will see erect structures facing that coastal road and nothing will happen to them. Their property is going to stand the test of time. And they will run all the search, they will do every due diligence that they need to do to make sure that property stand. Now the question is, are we all going to do it? Are we going to do what it takes to make sure that we want to buy property, we want to invest in real estate, we are asking the right questions, we are doing the right thing, and we are not cutting corners? So if you're saying that real estate is scam, my brother, we are going to sit down and have the conversation if you really want me to engage. But yes, if you want to run with the narrative, go ahead. Truth of the matter is at the end of the day, we know the truth.
Maka, do you have further questions?
Okay, so before we conclude, every business have risk. So can you tell us like the risks in the agricultural sectors or the mistake investors make? You see that investors make when they want to invest in agriculture.
Okay, that's good. I see one of the mistakes investors make is that they feel agriculture is just anything you can dabble into without proper skill. If you don't have the skill, then you engage a professional. You can engage a professional to handle it. Why? It's an investment. It's a business, and you hope to get money out of it. You hope to make profit from it. Long, short, it's an investment. Either is a short-term strategy, cash flow, or the long-term cash flow. It's a business, and you hope to make profit from it. So why not engage a professional to help you handle it if you don't have the skill? That most people got their hand burnt from it because they feel like it's not just let me go plant. That's most. It's not. It's a profession. It's wide. Agriculture is wide. It needs skills. You can't just start up agriculture today. But I'm telling you, you might get your hand burnt if you don't know what you are doing or if you don't have the proper person or the proper agency or the proper body to help you handle it. Okay, that's one thing. Then number two, agriculture now, it needs capital. What I mean is that agriculture is not something you can just say, let me start it up. I have a 100,000 naira. Let me start it up. When the 100,000 finishes, then you say, let me wait. No, you can't. It doesn't work that way. You have to treat it as a business. If you must succeed, if you must make money out of it, you have to treat it as a business. Handle it as a business. If you can't handle it, let the professionals handle it for you. Then the constraints there, recently, in the recent times, about let's say about 4 5 years ago, initially, as about 10 years ago, the rain pattern usually starts falling around maybe the ending of March, April. Starts falling frequently, steadily. But about 4 5 years, you will see that the climate change has disrupted the rain pattern such that it doesn't fall on time again. We started having about late rainfall about 4 5 years ago. It was taken around before rain starts falling fully. It takes around it starts around July, let's say June, around May ending June. Okay, so the rain pattern, it's a bottleneck, and also the most which definitely affects. Okay, but that is why you still need to have someone who is into it, a professional. Okay, then managing it. You need to get a good hand, that's a professional, reputable hand to help you handle it. Wood, because it's just the same way we humans eat. The same way humans operate, the same way animals, plants operate. Okay, you need a balanced food, balanced diet to keep yourself fit, healthy. Same way animals, same way plants. So there are nutrients needed for optimal yield for each crop, and the same way water needed for it. So if you don't have a knowledge of all these things, you need to engage someone who has the knowledge. Because a business, it's just as if you don't want to pay for the professional fee, or you don't want a professional to handle it, then it's just garbage in, garbage. It will just, it's a gamble. That's why a soil test comes into play. What is the reason for the soil test? Basically, to tell you the nutrients available in your soil, if it is in excess or lacking. Just the same way you go as a human, you are told to run a test, a particular test for blood. Then you go to a lab, you meet your technician. You meet the technician, they take your specimen or sample, either the blood sample or stool or whatever it is. They do your test. You see, then you now see there's an average. There is an average. If it goes below the average, they tell you yes, it's lacking. If it goes, it's balanced, it's above. Then you now know how to work on. Maybe a lymphocyte, or they now know where to work on to balance it. Same way for animals, same way for plants. Okay, so it's not the way we look at it back then. So as a business farmer, you must be interested in your yield. Back then, if you were growing any crop, maybe just for subsistence usage, you're just not for business, so you don't care whatever. If the yield, you're not making it as a profit, you're not generating any profit or whatever. But for someone who is interested in it as a business, you'll be interested in the yield. And once it yields, then your profit, your income shoots, pops up. Okay, so all those factors, you need to factor all those in. Make sure the nutrients given to the soil, the nutrient the crop takes up, it takes the adequate nutrients, enough for it and not in excess. You look for a way to balance the soil nutrients for optimal yield, so that plant will take it up for optimal yield. And you do your normal maintenance, your diseases and pests and all those things. So those are just the major where people neglect and feel it's just a normal thing. Okay, so once that part is being curbed, you can handle that part, or you get a professional that will handle that part effectively. Then your income keeps going up. That's it. And where if we talk about agri-tech, that's a controlled farming, like greenhouses, hydroponics, irrigation, and the rest. When you have a controlled farm or controlled facility, you do everything necessary required, then you are able to determine your output. When you determine your apple, you would know, oh, I'm going to harvest so from this area of land. It means you're taking it as a business. You know what you're putting it, you know what you're getting out. Okay, so people neglect that part. The proper agronomic approach, scientific approach. You follow it scientifically. Because it's not you can't if you don't follow it then you are not interested in whatever if they say it's just like a variety cultivar. The fact that they say or it's been told or it's been brought out that a variety has this genetic trait or has this physiological and morphological characteristics doesn't mean you should abandon it. If they tell you this cassava has the capability of dancing, that is, it's capable of dancing. It doesn't mean it means what that means is that with terms and conditions, you still need to maintain it, you still need to give it what it needs to make it dance. You shouldn't just plant, ignore, abandon it. It won't. Okay, it won't. So for it to bring out that full trait, genetic trait, that full physiological and morphological characteristics, you need to give it the nutrients needed, adequate water, maintenance. I mean the weeding, disease and pest controls. Then you will know that what you're doing the right thing, and you should expect the right yield. So let me now pass a little. Let me bring it back to give an example, more example of it. If let's say for instance, this particular dog is a special breed of dog. Okay, let's say this particular dog is a special breed or a unique breed. The fact that it is a unique breed, for it to possess that trait, it still needs to be taken care of if you want it to grow and bring out the full morphological, that's the external, the full morphological and physiological traits. Maybe this dog, this particular breed, the hair, it has the head somehow, and it has a big head. It is for that dog to showcase that characteristics, that morphological characteristics. You don't have to abandon that dog. You have to take care of it, give it the food needed, the vitamin A, whatever needed, make it grow. If you take that kind of a dog there, you go to Oshodi, under breed, drop it there, mix it together with the local dogs there, or whatever. By the time you come back a few years time, you'll be confused. Are you sure? Yeah, you just be confused. Like, are you sure this dog is pure breed? Are you sure this dog is Alsatian or this? You've mixed it with the local dogs, so it's now behaved. The dog will now start behaving like the local dogs until you take care of it the way they told you to take care of it. I mean, then you will now see the best of it and see that, oh, this dog is actually. So that's just the way it happens. Both human, crops, plants.
Thank you, Mr. Bosco. Okay, Mr. Body, let's hear from you too. Like what? Yes, like what are the risks investors ignore when investing in real estate?
Okay, so fundamentally, the risk of due diligence. I mean, checking to know what you're buying in itself. Then, secondly, they are engaging their family, you're engaging your friends, you're engaging your family. You think your friend is a real estate professional, your friend knows what it takes to help you get the best investment you get. And because people claim that everybody is doing real estate now, we just feel like, oh yes, everybody knows what it takes to do real estate. So engaging unprofessional people too is another risk, right? Then lastly, I think there's this emergence of what's it called, land banking that is wrong. So because some individual want to make money off the poor and the naive, so they can just wake up one morning and say, oh, there's a land selling at a certain price in a certain location, right? And because of the pricing that they place, so it takes people that are vast in real estate investment to know that there's something wrong here. So I'll give you an instance. A company came up with one project like that in, so I think it's along Ekpe Ogun State, Ekpe Ijebode, and they said the land was selling for 300K per plot, and it was one of my clients that told me about it. Yeah, this land is selling for 300K per plot, so that's like about 1.6 per acre. I'm like 1.8 per acre. I'm like, where? And then when they are not in Nigeria, so the only description they gave him was what I just said now, along Ekpe Ijebode. And in my head, I scanned the area, and I'm like, I don't think where they sold to you is this place, right? And you already bought, as in you already bought. And when I asked him, like, who helped you check the land? I think he said it's one of his family members. Who is the realtor? Do you get? So it's your own person that even sold nonsense to you. And that's another risk. And when you come out, you are probably going to go and drag the company or say, let's say, scam or say stuff like that. Meanwhile, you did not even engage the proper people. They even sold a lie to you to start with. They sold a lie to you in terms of location. And I noticed that it is the poor people that fall victim of this. See, when you sell to the high network people, those people will engage you intellectually. So your problem as a developer is to know how to convince these HNI guys to buy, right? So if you can upscale to cater for those people, right, you are sure that both you yourself and these guys can go to sleep with their investments. But if you are engaging the poor people, right, your problem just started when you collect their money. That's the truth. Oh, you think you can take 300K from this person, and go and sleep. Wait until they start calling you. They will call you out. They can pay all those cheap bloggers to call you out. They can drag you in the mud because they don't have anything to lose. So those are the risks that investors take. And now the trend is going towards the young investors because they want to be involved in real estate investments and because they don't have enough to start. I used to tell people that I would not tell you a lie. There's no investment in Lagos that is cheap. I don't know what you want to term as cheap, but if anybody is telling you that there's a place in Lagos with you can go to sleep for 5 million naira, ha, I wish you all the best. That's what I would say to you. But me, I've gone everywhere to see that. Is there any investment in this Lagos of that price? Which is, you can't find it. But you will still see some people that will still sell. They will still be selling. And the truth of the matter is, everybody wants to take risk. The end result of your risk, you bear the brunt.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bode. So before we wrap this session, I want you to give final advice to people out there watching that is confused about where to invest. So I just want you to advise them on that.
So if you have enough, so I can put a price range now. So if you are a young investor that you are just coming into the real estate investment, don't stay in Lagos. You are not investing to stay in at the moment. It's not that you want to buy property to be living in. You just want to invest. When I started real estate investments, I went to my hometown. In fact, I went to the village in my hometown to invest. And I just knew that, okay, I just want to invest for prestige. Say, okay, I have invested, right? And then that sense of satisfaction made me want to do more, right? And now, if a young investor wants to really invest, try other places. Try Ibadan, try Ogun State, anywhere except Lagos. In fact, if you are comfortable going to your side, if you are not from the west, you can go as far as going to your village and invest. I mean, you're just investing for the sake of prestige. I want to own something, right? Now, if you want to come to Lagos, please and please, that money is not small. So make all the right findings, do all the due diligence, save money, save enough money for due diligence, because that's the only way you can enjoy real estate investment. Let them not lie to you. See, Lagos State, in terms of real estate, Lagos State is the gold mine of Nigeria when it comes to real estate, and the government knows. So they will do everything possible to make sure that the investment in Lagos is airtight. So if you don't do it in that process, if you don't follow through with those processing, anybody can be flogged. We know this already. Anybody can. We don't burn anybody. Say you be one thing, one thing. One government will leave, another government will come. You will stitch up the king. So that's just the thing. If you have real money, just do your due diligence, and then you can invest in Lagos.
Mr. Bosco, let's hear from you. Okay. Yes, advice to people that are confused on where to invest.
Okay, yeah. If you need to invest in agriculture, you need to engage a professional with experience. We know it professional. A professional knows where the hand gets hot. A professional is experienced and has gone through it. So you need to engage the 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 body, or let me just put it, a professional body to handle that for you. Because the truth of the matter is that you are seeing it as a business. So you need to treat it as a business. You need to treat it as a business. So you can't just, it requires skills. Agriculture requires skills. Agriculture as a business requires skills. So it's not just anything anybody can just jump in. There are so many things people neglect. So the proper agronomic approach, it's only a professional, someone who has that skill and experience can handle that. So that is it. That's my advice for them. Okay, you need to make sure you you bring in someone who is capable to handle it for you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Bosco. Thank you, Mr. Bode, for honoring our invitation. So before we go, Robotis have a little package for you. The solicitor saying thank you for coming. So, okay, so thank you. This has been an impactful session, and I'm very sure a lot of minds have been opened with what our guest speaker dished out for us today. And I want to say a very big thank you for Mr. Bode and Mr. Bosco for sharing their knowledge and experience with us. And to you, our audience, thank you for listening and thank you for staying with us. So do well to comment, share, like, and don't forget to on the post notification button, because we have more mind-blowing episodes coming your way. And don't forget to subscribe. See you soon. Bye.